Now it is.
We should fix that.
It's on now. So, like we were saying,
Yeah.
hi Rick. Hello everyone. Welcome to Slam's Fist Fact, episode 11. We are streaming live on YouTube yet again, and like we were just saying, we have had tons of technical difficulties today recording this podcast,
Yeah.
and it's fully fixed, hopefully.
Yeah. If my internet randomly decides to go out, that is one that we've been fighting with. That is just we do the best we can.
Yeah. So, welcome in everybody. Let's have a good day. We're going to try to get this thing done without anything going wrong. So, you know exactly what will happen is everything will go wrong. But we are going to start out the podcast just like we do every time, and by every time I mean exactly like we did for the first time last week. Rick, what are you drinking?
Hey man, so I got my handy dandy flask here today, and today I have some Maker's Mark bourbon in it, and I'm also kind of swigging around on some Mountain Dew with it. So a little bit
Mm,
of kind of chasery action.
yeah, I love me some good old Mountain Dew. I could drink a whole 12 pack of Mountain Dew really, really, really quick.
Absolutely. What you
Um,
got to drink it, sir?
you'll never guess.
Oh,
Peroni. Dude, I love this beer, man. I
well,
love
cheers
it.
to that.
It's a cheers. Let's have a good podcast there. I love this beer. It is. I don't know what it is about it. I feel like it goes down lighter than the light beers that like we have Bud Light, Mick Ultra, but it tastes better. So
I
I don't
mean, dude,
know.
that's a big reason why I like Stella Artois.
Oh,
Shout out to Stella.
Stellas are so good. I remember going on a cruise um, with my family, and that was like the draft beer that Royal Caribbean had on draft was Stella. The amount of Stellas I drank was an outlandish number that week.
Yeah, especially because, like you said, they just go down so easy, similar to the Peroni.
Yes, yes, they are very 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 good. Um, so moving on, we got our drinks out of the way. Hopefully by now, I know I talked to her the other day. Mac was waiting on trying the Drunken Texan. She just sent me that she had the ingredients. They are
Hey,
waiting for their housewarming party to make, I think, the Drunken Texan in bulk form for everybody that is joining in or going to their housewarming party, whatever you want to call it. But moving on, Rick, this week in history, start out with your favorite. Let's go with some birthdays, sir.
yeah, man. So for birthdays this week in history, uh, I'm gonna go a little bit different, and mostly it's gonna be oldest to youngest. And the first one will be this week in history, the U.S. Navy's birthday. So they are the oldest because they will be turning 247 on October 13th. So shout out, happy birthday to the Navy. Hope all you sailors have a great ball, a great time, and enjoy that. And then next on the list, Chevy Chase turns 79 this week.
Rick
We were
thought
talking
he
about
was
this.
dead, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm throwing it out there. Nobody's
Instant,
safe. Rick thought he was dead.
instant shade. We discussed off stream, and I had thought realistically what happened was I saw one of those spoof things where they tell you a celebrity's dead, and I didn't really look into it because I knew he was old, and I should have looked into it. And here I was. I ate my foot, and then Brandon made sure I ate it on stream for you guys. Yes. So
100%.
happy birthday to not dead Chevy Chase.
Yes, glad you're alive. Thank you.
Yes. Comic genius. Next on the list, we got Sigourney Weaver turns 73.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. And then the next two are really interesting. Brandon, you listen to a lot of old rock, right?
I would I would say yes.
Okay. Do you enjoy Van Halen?
No.
No.
No, I do. I do. I do.
I was like, ooh, hot take already.
I enjoy Van Halen.
Okay, so this I think is really interesting. David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar both have birthdays this week.
No shit. That's very weird.
Their birthdays are 3 days apart. David Lee Roth will turn 68 on October 10th, And 3 days later, on October 13th, same as the Navy's birthday, Sammy Hagar will turn 75.
Ooh.
I thought that
Which
was so
which
interesting.
um which Van
They're
Halen
bird.
singer do you think is better?
I mean, you're gonna get shade either way from people that are, Van Halen fans, but I would say Sammy Hagar.
Probably.
No, I did say not probably.
No, I'm just saying
Is that what you
probably.
think too? Are you more of a Roth guy?
Ah, I David Lee Roth is probably better.
Okay. Hey,
I
differences.
mean, I mean, I don't. In all honesty, I don't know who sang what. If I'm being honest, I don't know which one sang whatever because I mean, clearly they both sang the same songs, right? Like if you see Van Halen in concert, David Lee Roth, you hear Panama, and then the same with Sammy Hagar, right? You're going to hear it, but which one it came out with on the album, I couldn't tell you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean,
I
neither
think
could I for
David
the
Lee
most
Roth is
part.
better.
I was mostly so Roth was the original, right?
Yes.
For those listening, David Lee Roth was with the band originally, and then he went and tried a solo career. And at that time, Van Halen actually nabbed Sammy Hagar from a different band that was not as huge as Van Halen at the time. Moving down the list, though, Hugh Jackman turns 54.
Ah, the
Our
Greatest
boy.
Showman actor, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't. It's a great movie.
Yes.
Um,
Hello, Tommy, Vincent. How are
is
you?
Tommy in chat?
I Vincent is in chat. I don't know if Tommy's in chat, but Vincent from Gillo says hello.
Ah, I see. I see. Hey. So we have Matt Damon at 52 this week.
Okay.
And oh, what?
I said okay.
Okay. And then to round out our list, I have two that are more. It's weird to me because I want to say like younger generation celebrities, but like they're not that young. Mario Lopez, throwback to AC Slater, turns 49.
I mean,
And
that I don't know if I'd say that that's younger generation.
Saved by the Bell versus Van Halen and Sigourney
Saved by the
Weaver and
Bell was in
Chevy
like
Chase.
the seven or not the 70s. Jesus, I'm so sorry. It
Whoa.
was like late 80s, early 90s, bro.
Dude, Saved by the Bell was like my morning TV show. I don't want to hear it. All right, that was
Maybe.
Kelly
Okay.
Kapowski, first crush. Heard it here first
Mine
from
was
you.
Topanga from Boy Meets World.
Also very solid choice. Topanga.
Topanga.
And then Nick Cannon turns 42 this week, which is also really interesting because he just also welcomed his ninth child.
I was about to
Uh,
say he has as many children as he has age, right? He's got 42 kids at this point.
it's getting close.
Yes.
But that's all the birthdays I got. You got any?
No, I don't have any birthdays, but I want to show something on my phone. So my uncle, my uncle Brandon, and my aunt Mary, my brother Ryan, and his wife Haley are watching us on
Mm-hmm.
their TV outside while they have a fire. And then they have been FaceTiming me while we're doing this, saying, "Please shout us out, please." So there you go. Hello, all four of you watching. Oh, they got it. Oh, and my grandpa and my aunt Patty are there as well. They just got a whole squad of people watching us.
Wow. So we got a whole watch party going on right
Yeah.
now. That's pretty awesome, you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was great. I don't have any birthdays. I have three this week's in history. I think you have copied one, so I'm going to save that to see if that's what you throw out. The first one I want to talk about happened in 1962 this week. Is North Korea had an election, and it had a miraculous 100% election turnout, and all 100% voted for the Workers' Party. It's crazy that that nation is that unified. That's all I'm going to
Yeah, I
say
mean,
about that. It was a great election. Maybe we should have some elections to where we get 100% of the people to come out. Secondly, my my favorite one. Even though this is a bad fact, I think it's an interesting fact. So this week, for 3 days in 1871, the Great Chicago Fire happened. And this is the first of two Great Chicago Fires that have occurred. The fire killed about 300 people and destroyed about 3.3 square miles of Chicago. Cool. That's horrible, and I understand that. The thing that is very interesting, in that fire, Abraham Lincoln's final written draft of the Emancipation Proclamation was destroyed. So what they have on file in the archives is like a typed version, or somebody else like wrote it very nice, but the final draft that Abe Lincoln wrote got destroyed in that fire. And then I'll let you say the third fact, because I know it's the exact same that I said that I have.
You think so?
I would say yes.
Okay, then to start my list, in 1971 of this week, John Lennon releases Imagine.
That was mine. That was my third one that I took.
What?
That was my third fact too.
Was it?
I wrote it down. I think Jack Johnson's version sounds better.
Ooh, hot take.
Give it a listen.
I have.
It
I
is.
disagree.
I think it's better.
Well, we're all entitled to our own wrong opinions all the time,
I
Brandon.
guess. What else?
In 1957, Brooklyn Dodgers announced they are moving to Los Angeles.
Ooh. Baseball fact.
I know. Another thing we talked about.
Rick's 90th baseball fact, even though he hates baseball.
Was that I don't really watch baseball. I don't follow it much, just enough to catch headlines. I don't enjoy playing baseball, but there's a lot of American history that kind of revolves around our interesting things that have happened in baseball. And we're near playoff time, right? So like this is where important
Playoffs started
things
2
happen.
days ago.
Yeah. So like historically there's a lot of stuff going on versus like historic NBA preseason events. Like I mean And then in 1903, the first baseball World Series was won. And the Boston Americans beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-0 for a 5-3 series win.
So Pittsburgh's been that bad for that long. Shout out to Tommy on that one. Way to cheers for some bad teams.
Woo!
So
first team to lose a World Series. Good job.
Right. So in chat, Ryan says there is a Swedish guy from America's Got Talent that sings Imagine, that it's better than both versions that we just said.
A Swedish guy.
Like Rick said, everybody's entitled to the...
Or in Europe's Got Talent.
He said in AGT, so I'm assuming that's America's Got Talent.
You better not be wrong. If I find out it's a different talent.
So all we got to say is, like Rick said, everybody's entitled to their wrong opinion, Ryan. What else, sir?
That's all my This Week in Histories.
Cool. Perfect. So I want to talk about something that happened this week, and it will go down in history, but since it happened this week, it's definitely a current event / conversation that I want to have. Do you know what in soccer a hooligan is?
Someone that misbehaves.
Kind of, but not. I mean, you're right. Like, so a
is
hooligan.
It like a goon in
No, not a player. Like a fan.
Oh,
when you're a fan and you're called a hooligan, they're just young troublemakers in like a gang. So what these hooligans do is they'll die for their soccer team, whatever it is, their football club, whatever. They will fight for them no matter what. I had a friend that lives in Leicester. I was texting him last weekend. They had a hometown rivalry game last weekend, and he sent me pics, and he was like, yeah, there's already fights in the street, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty bad in the UK, right? Like hooligan fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But something horrible that happened because of these said hooligans, I don't know if they're called hooligans in here, but in the Indonesian Premier League, 2 teams played in Malang City. and there were two teams. One is named Persebaya. Serbia defeated Arma Malang 3-2. And then after the game, the home team's fans were in a riot that they lost, and they stormed the field. And then other fans stormed the field to fight them from the visiting team. And then police got on the field and ended up shooting tear gas onto the field. It caused the entire crowd to run and stampede. And originally it said 174 people were killed. Now the death toll, after they have recounted because they figured out that some people got counted twice, it's at 125, and most were stampeded to death. And it is a horrible thing. It's definitely not the first time that stuff like this has happened in soccer. A lot of people have gotten into fights. Nothing this bad. This might be one of the worst cases. It is one of the worst cases that anybody has seen when it comes to fighting, but it's horrible. It's a horrible thing to see. Like, riot police filled with tear gas, and then FIFA came out and said they're not going to, or Indonesia, the Premier League came out and said FIFA's not going to sanction anybody for it, but the Indonesian Premier League are already suing the police department for resorting to tear gas immediately instead of just trying to calm down the riot. But when the riot's so many people, you have 15,000 people that are in that stadium, and then 300 of them storm the field to fight each other. It's hard not to resort to tear gas immediately. But it's just a horrible thing that occurred. And then I found it weird is the same thing just happened in Argentina 2 days ago. Nowhere near as many people died. Only one person died, but there was a riot outside of the stadium to where police fired tear gas, and tear gas got into the stadium, and everybody stampeded and had to run away. And it is a horrible thing. And I just want to throw out there, as an American who enjoys watching soccer / football as much as I do and wanting to grow the game, the hooliganism has to stop. It is a horrible thing. Is it ever going to stop? No. But does it need to? 100%. That is all I have to say. It was just a rant that I had to go on.
I feel you, and I think it's something worth talking about because those instances took place internationally. They took place over soccer, and not necessarily the same exact thing has happened in America over sports, but some similar things. And in the broad sense of it, the concept of having a team and being so diehard over the success of your team at a sport. I mean, I get it, and people can be passionate, but when you really take a step back and look at it, you're talking about a pretty trivial thing, right? Anyone that's a fan of any sport team, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, you have rebuilding years where you're bad. I mean, look, I got an Eagles banner over here. I know about bad years. All right. But I've never just I'm gonna go punch a Dallas Cowboy fan in the face because they beat us this week. That's you have to understand there's passion, and you should want to support people that you chose to be a fan of. But at a certain point, you're just getting so out of line over something that genuinely doesn't really matter. I mean, in the grand scope of things, versus human detriment.
Yeah.
Right.
It's horrible. It's a horrible thing. What have you brought to the table for us today?
Oh, what did I bring?
Because I have a game, but we'll do that a little bit.
I have no current events.
Okay.
I have 2 discussion topics.
Sure. Go for it.
First one. I think this is going to be great for our viewing party watching at home, out by the fire. What is the ideal temperature inside your house? You only get one year round. What's the temperature?
68. That's all I need. I can put clothes on if I get cold. But dang it, I'm not. It gets hot down here. I am not putting anything above 70 in my house. when it is 120 degrees outside.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 69 degrees. My dad will hate that because he's very much so like it needs to be on an even number type deal.
That would bother me too, honestly. I
But man, sometimes that odd number right in the middle is exactly that sweet spot you want.
maybe. I don't know, man.
But I agree with you. Like my ideal, like I'm comfortable in my house is like I can wear sweatpants.
Hmm.
Like if it's 70 degrees, 72 degrees, my wife would want it on 74 degrees, but then we'll have to fight. I'll sweat.
Yeah.
So
No. I've
I need it sub 70.
yes, 100%. I've came home sometimes and like I will say in the winter here because what just a winter month to where it's a little cooler and to where Amy has been cold and like the heat's on in the house and I'm like, bro, it's still warm outside. I know it's 55 degrees or whatever, but no need for the temperature to be at 74 degrees and the heat on. Like, no. Air condition on, put put a put a freaking whatever, hoodie, sweatpants, we got blankets. You can always add clothes. You cannot
Mhm.
there's only a certain amount of clothes you can take off. That's where it gets at it.
Yeah. We can turn the heat on, but the heat turns on at 68 so that it doesn't
Yeah.
get like 50 in the house. I understand that. I'm not unreasonable, right? I'm just saying it doesn't need to be above 70 degrees in the house.
Never. I'll riot. I'm gonna end up being when I get older. I'm gonna end up being one of those dads, and I'm like laying down, and then my kids go to touch the thermostat, and I just like my sixth sense just wakes up, and I run over there. I get that spider tingle or whatever it is.
Oh man.
That'd
And
be fun.
then I got one last quick question before we play your game.
Sure.
I don't know if we've actually talked about this before, but I want any of our listeners to think about this for a second because it'll affect any future potential friendships we have.
Oh,
When you put your socks and shoes on in the morning to go to work, go to work out, whatever, right? Anytime you're going to wear socks and shoes, not flip flops, whatever.
sure.
Do you go sock, sock, shoe, shoe? Or do you go sock, shoe, sock, shoe? Think about it for a moment.
I already know the answer. I mean, I know what
What
I
is your
do.
morning routine? I'm talking about our listeners too. We have a whole viewing party to talk
That's
to.
true. That's true.
I'm coming straight through their TV live at them. What about you, Brandon? How do you put on your socks and shoes
I'm
in
a
the morning?
sock shoe guy.
As you should be.
I
All right.
I put both my socks on before. If you do it any other way, you're a communist at this point. You should.
If you have your shoe on one foot and the other foot is still barefoot, something's
You
wrong
did
with
it wrong. You did it wrong. Like, so I want to add to that, right? I want to add to the question. So we're
Okay.
both sock shoe guys.
Mm-hmm.
But do you tie your shoe before you put on the other one, or do you wait to tie both at the same time?
I would tie both.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we're normal.
Yeah.
I don't know about everybody else out there, but
Because why would I tie one shoe when the other shoe still just has a sock on it?
I don't know. I agree. I'm just saying, I don't. People that do it any other way is just wrong.
Yeah, you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
Absolutely wrong. Oh, I wouldn't want that. So, Vincent in chat goes, if I'm outside, it's sock, shoe. Otherwise, sock, shoe.
There's no
No,
difference. There's no
no,
outside
Tommy.
inside thing.
So
There's
I know
not.
I know where Tommy's coming from. Tommy's coming from. He gets out of his car. He's about to go play golf, and he's going to take his shoe off. No, because then you still have you have both socks on. You're incorrect, Tommy. You're
I
just
think he's
you're
talking more like when he shows up to like play Ultimate and he's in flip flops probably, then puts his socks and cleats on. But it does not matter.
no sock,
I do
shoe,
not
shoe.
care about the situation. It's sock, shoe, sock, shoe, shoe.
Sock, shoe.
This is a tongue twister
Damn
of
it.
a question as you talk about it more.
Any other way, you are wrong. Wrong. So we played a game last week
Mm-hmm.
where we drafted fast food joints.
Mm-hmm.
I have two that we can play today. that I want to talk about drafting. Same premise. 5. You can either go first or second. I'm going to let you pick a number. He said yes. It is mainly for Ultimate.
I called it. You're still wrong, but you have a chance to change your ways. You're not beyond redemption, Tommy.
I agree. I agree. So you can't see my hand. Great. I'm holding up 1 or 2, and it depicts on whether or not you go first or second. If you get it right,
One.
you go first.
1.
It's 2. So I'll go first. The first draft that I want to have is top fictional cats.
Okay. Amy just texted me that you had one finger up and then you pulled back.
I did not. She's not even in this room. She is talking to her parents on the phone. So you are objectively wrong yet again. So top
fictional cats.
fictional,
I don't know if I know 5 fictional cats.
Bro, you know plenty. It's easy. It's easy once you think of it. This is great for me going first.
Yep.
All right.
Right.
I know.
Unless you pick the only one I can know.
So I first overall, I'm taking Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
I'm gonna whoop your ass in this one.
Yes, you are. Dude, I'm fictional cats.
Yeah.
Ooh. Aslan from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
From Chronicles of Narnia, that was a good one. That was
Yeah.
gonna be my 3rd round pick.
That was gonna third round.
Yeah.
He's a lion. That's
that's great, but there you got to think it's got to be a rounded, well-rounded picks. It was a great pick. I would definitely say should have been in round 1 or 2. So I am taking as my number 2, the Cat in the Hat.
Okay, that's broken. Dr. Seuss is all kinds of crazy things.
The Cat in the Hat.
Oh God. You know who I'm gonna pick? Just because it's gonna be near and dear to your heart. The cat of. Oh wait. No. Scratch. I just had a new one. This is breathtaking. McGonagall when she turns into a cat.
That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
She's still a human.
No, she literally transforms into a cat.
She is a
Please,
human.
someone in chat right now, back me up.
No, I got you. Amy.
Once she turns into a cat, that is now a magical cat.
No, she's a human. It's transfiguration.
Yes,
it's not a cat.
Transfigured into a cat. She's now a cat.
That's a not a good one.
That's a great one.
No.
I just stole a Harry Potter character from you right out from under your nose.
Wasn't even going to be in my top 5.
You weren't expecting it. I now have Professor McGonagall in cat form.
Okay. Number 3, I'm taking the Pink Panther.
Okay. I think I see where this is going.
It counts, Tommy. It only counts if you've read all 7 Harry Potter books.
I've watched all the movies.
I know it pisses me off to this day that you haven't read the Harry Potter books. I cannot tell you how much it makes me sad. I think Tommy's read them though.
Oh, Brandon.
Yes.
It does count when she's in cat form. Fact.
No, that's whatever.
We
Okay.
settled it.
It counts now. Right. I have 3 picks, and I only have 2 spots left.
Well, then give me one.
No, because I have like 4 that I'm like, man, what is gonna be in my top 5?
I'm sitting here struggling on pick 3.
What, bro?
Let's see. Another fictional cat.
Dude, I got 5 great ones now.
You got Pink Panther. I get Black Panther.
That's a person.
Come on, man.
I'm not letting that one slide. McGonagall turning into a cat, you can totally have. I'm not letting the Black Panther slide on that one. I'm sorry.
The saber-toothed tiger from Ice Age.
Okay. Nice. I don't know his name. Jax, maybe. We'll call him Jax. I'm taking.
I know Sid's name, and I know the mammoth is Ray Romano. But I
I
don't.
think I'm pretty. I want to say his name is Manny the Mammoth. I think it's Manny.
That's probably right, but that's Ray Romano.
Yes, 100%. And Queen
And then,
Latifah plays the woman mammoth in the second one.
yeah, second or third.
Whatever. They're all the same.
Yeah.
All right,
Wow,
number
okay.
4, because Rick's. I've been feeding you bones and you're just not taking them. I'm taking Garfield.
Ah, you can have
I
Garfield.
love
I don't need no
Garfield.
lasagna.
Eh. Go ahead and take your last one because I got 4 great ones to choose from. Is my last
Am
one?
I on my last one?
No, you're on your fourth.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, watch yourself. Um, ooh,
It's not hard.
dude, it's so hard. What do you mean it's not hard?
I'm gonna take one. I'll even give you this hint. My 5th pick would make Tommy really happy. And it's not even the 5th pick that I want to pick, but I'm gonna pick it anyways. Because I already got the Cat in the Hat and stuff, so I'm good.
It's true. Now that you have the cat in the hat, you're pretty set. Um, I'm gonna take Princess Donut from Dungeon Crawler Carl.
Okay. I have no idea what that
Very
was.
niche. Very
And
niche.
probably no one in the entire that ever listens to this will know.
Dalton and Tommy, and if John listens, he'll know
But I'll
too.
listen to it when I'm done with the books that I'm reading now. Um so my 5th pick, I got it narrowed down to 1, 2, 3, 4 that I want to choose from. But I feel like the one that's going to make me the most money,
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to choose Hello Kitty.
Oh, okay. I choose. I don't even care about your pick. I choose the tiger, He-Man's tiger from the green one.
Okay. So do you want to know what some cats that I thought of that you missed?
What?
The Cheshire cat from Alice in Wonderland, great pick. Tigger,
That's fair.
Tigger from Winnie and Pooh.
Oh, okay. I do regret not picking Tigger.
Neither of us said Mufasa or Simba.
Yeah, well, I have the better lion.
That's true. The one that I was gonna say to make Tommy proud was gonna be Puss in Boots from Shrek.
Also would have been a fine pick. Dude, you
Yes.
blew my mind on this one. I was not at all the right headspace. Like,
I have one that's easier.
okay.
Okay.
Because, yeah, when you're like, I have a game, we're going to do a simple draft. Fictional cats.
It's
Like,
super simple, bro. Super, super simple. I have another one.
okay.
Same draft. Tigger isn't a cat. He's a tiger, which is a type of cat, Dalton.
Well, hang on. First of all, he's a Tigger, and the wonderful thing about Tiggers is he's the only one.
He's a cat. Fact. Slam my fist, baby. He's a
Well,
cat.
yeah.
So I'll let you go first since I went first on this one. Fall. Just the season. The time.
Okay.
Fall. Top 5 picks of stuff that reminds you of fall. That represents fall really well. And you can
Easy, easy first rounder. Thanksgiving.
I knew that was going to be your first round, so I am going to take football.
Okay. Pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh, that was a good one too. Fuck. That was going to be my second one. All right. Halloween.
Okay. Okay. Oh. This is just anything to do with the fall.
Yeah, 100%. I picked football. Like, come on.
Okay. Shout out to Ryan McManus. You're going to love it. The leaves changing on the Blue Ridge Parkway. App State, baby. Go Mountaineers. Leaves changing. Leaves changing on the Blue Ridge.
No, you're good. That's leaves changing was going to be my next one. So I will take. Oh, pumpkin patches.
Okay.
What?
Nothing.
continue with your statement.
I said nothing.
Okay. All right. Your last one. And by last one, I mean fourth one.
Yeah. Continuously tries to rob me of picks. This is my fantasy football commissioner, everyone, and it goes the same way in that.
It does. It does.
Rick's quick intermittent hot take was that pumpkin patches are severely overrated.
Oh, they are, but they represent fall very well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tight one. We both have good answers so far.
We've both done very, very well.
Buddies.
Fuck, dude. That was my next one, too. I. Flannels.
Okay. See, I feel like I could have went either way.
No,
Okay.
I agree. Flannels or hoodies is a good one.
Ooh. You guys see how he has prep time with these questions, and so he's got his lists made.
I'm not looking at a list. I will move my camera around. I have no list. I have no list. Here, look.
Oh gosh.
Computer, me, my DVD stand. No list. Anywhere.
QRGB.
Oh, I guess I should show my computer too, because I could just have the list on the computer. No,
Yeah,
that's my prep list. All I have for fall is fall draft. That's it. That's it. That's it.
He hid the other tab, you guys.
My other tab is our YouTube channel.
Oh man.
It's your last pick.
I know. That's what's tough about this right now. You see, I know one that I want to say, but I'm actually not a personal fan. But we're gonna go fall here.
Yeah.
Cider.
Ooh.
Like hot apple cider.
No, that's
Just so everyone didn't think I meant like Mike's Hard ciders. It's this whole other thing.
I want to say this one, but I feel like I'm hindering myself with the fact that I've also said pumpkin patches. But this was, I feel like growing up, I did this a lot in the fall, so I'm gonna say it, and it's corn mazes.
Yeah, 100%.
I love. No, I'm just saying I kind of secluded myself because you got to think like when I did stuff as a fall, like in the fall, I feel like there was a pumpkin patch and there was a corn maze at the pumpkin patch, so it's like one thing. Yeah. But I feel like corn mazes in general are a huge fall thing as well.
Yeah, that was mostly your parents trying to get you lost in the corn maze.
I only cried every time I went.
Oh. Is that the it for your game?
That is the games that I had. Oh, I do want to say something to everybody out there that's listening now. It's going to be listening after this post today on the YouTube, and then it'll post in a couple of days on Spotify and Apple and stuff. We're going to post a poll on our Instagram. And there's going to be two polls, one for the fictional cats and then one for the fall draft, and vote on it.
Who did it better?
And see who you think wins. Read them, go over them, see who you think wins, and we'll go over the results on the next week that we're here. But anyway, back to you, Richard.
So my last things are sports related.
Yes.
So I'm going to start with a happier one. Lamar Jackson. If you're Lamar, do you even want to return to the Ravens next year?
I think if I make it to the Super Bowl, yes. Whether or not I win or lose that Super Bowl, yes. Other than that,
you think they chance of going to the Super Bowl?
No. I think they are. Well, AFC, they're probably like third to fourth-ish in line.
I just think the team can't play consistent. I think they haven't done a good enough job of giving
I,
him
I think he
the
leaves and signs with
pieces.
the Colts. How many rumors of that have I heard? One. When? Right now. I think he leaves. I don't
Yeah.
resign. I don't resign with the Ravens.
Well, I'm saying, why would you even want to, right? They didn't give you the contract extension, even though you won MVP, right? Like, what?
Right.
And then two is like, look what they're making him win games. Like, he's having to solely win. They took his one good wide receiver threat and traded him last offseason instead of signing Lamar. So, why would you even want to go there? And so then the follow up is, what do you think he's going to grab in free agency now that we both agree he should leave?
The highest quarterback NFL contract ever written.
Really, you think so? You
Yeah.
think he'll get that?
Yeah. Because teams that need a quarterback, right? They'll pay it. Like I'm not talking about like good teams that like saying like, oh, Aaron Rodgers might retire or Matt Stafford might retire or Brady might retire. I'm not talking about those teams. I'm talking about teams that like need a QB. If they want to get somebody like Lamar Jackson to make their team relevant, they're going to have to dish out the largest NFL contract for a quarterback ever. And plus, he's young. He can clearly throw the ball. He can run the ball. He is a threat, a dual threat that has stayed more healthier than the dual threat that was like somebody with like Cam Newton, for instance, who had the same, could throw the ball, could run the ball, right? But Lamar Jackson has stayed healthier. So therefore, I mean, if I'm not getting the max contract in the NFL, I'm not going to that team if I'm him. And there are teams that will give it to him. I'd put right now. I could name a list of 5 right now that would give Lamar Jackson max contract of what he wants.
Go.
Huh?
Go.
So the Texans do, 100%.
Texans won't pay max.
Huh? But they
I don't
will.
think they'll-
For Lamar Jackson, they will. They have a pretty good receiver core because Davis Mills isn't playing horrible and they're still kind of winning games. You get Lamar Jackson in there with Brandon Cooks and stuff, you could do it. I think even though they're winning, I do 100% think Seattle would pay max contract. Okay? So that's 2. The Colts won't. We messed up with signing Matt. We didn't mess up with Matt Ryan. They're just not into it right now, but we gave him too much money. In all honesty, a trade that I would love to see happen, but it won't. I would love to see Jerry Jones trade away Dak for Lamar Jackson. I think that'd be so cool. Because Jerry Jones already wants a quarterback controversy with Dak and Cooper Rush.
So why would he pay to get a third
Right.
one?
That's true. But I'm saying just trade away. Like, trade away Dak.
Oh, no. Dude, no way Baltimore takes that deal.
No, not a chance. But I think Minnesota would. Even though they have Kirk Cousins. I'd drop Kirk Cousins for Lamar
Lifetime
Jackson.
contract.
Huh?
I said for like a lifetime contract.
Daniel Jones is going into like one of his last 2 years of his rookie contract. I could totally see the Giants saying, you haven't really given us what we want. Put Lamar Jackson and Saquon together on the same team. Could be a pretty nasty duo.
So see, now I think I like the way you're trending now.
And the Panthers.
See, I was about to say I like the way you're trending now because it would need to be an NFC team.
Oh, 100%. It's not going to be an AFC team.
The NFC South is in such a dismay outside of the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers are struggling too. Nowhere near as bad as the rest.
Not at quarterback. They're not worried as worried about that.
Well, they're rejoicing now since Brady's single. The fans are, at least.
Atlanta, Carolina, and New Orleans could all use a quarterback.
Yeah. New Orleans has 2 quarterbacks, and they play one at tight end the whole time. So, like...
They have 3. They have 3 if you count Andy Dalton.
In all honesty, out of those 3 that need a quarterback is like it's the Panthers or the Falcons. out of those three, and it's sad to say, with Baker Mayfield, Jameis Winston, and Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston is the most secure at his job right now.
See,
But Dalton
yes,
played last week, right?
I
Because
kind of
Winston was
yes,
hurt.
he did. Yes, correct. Winston's hurt. Um, I would say if I'm New Orleans right now, I'm trying everything to grab Lamar because I have Kamara, I have Michael Thomas after missing all last season, basically. I have Chris Olave that we just drafted high for.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I not leverage everything reasonable in my power at this moment to get an MVP caliber quarterback that's dual threat? So now you have one of the best running backs in the leagues when he's healthy. You have a dual threat quarterback, one of the best wide receiver in the leagues when he's healthy, and a young upcoming wide receiver.
So
Why aren't you mortgaging the house on a good quarterback right now?
because you have to give up either Michael Thomas or Alvin Kamara for Lamar Jackson.
No, we'll just give him all four of our quarterbacks.
That or
But here's the thing: Lamar's going free agent.
no, if he goes free agent, fantastic. I'm saying if you want to trade right now, you can't. If you're the Saints,
No.
because all Baltimore's either going to want is Kamara or Michael Thomas.
Correct, but there's no trade going to happen. I mean, we can just
No.
turn that off. He's going to hit free agency this summer because they didn't extend him. He already said that. He said
Yeah.
if they can't, the Friday when
he's
season starts,
going free agent.
he's free agent because they did not extend him before he started this season, and he's representing himself. There's no agent. There's no agency behind it that's going to be like, no, Lamar, you really should. No. He's going free agency. If you are New Orleans, you should be selling everything, getting rid of every piece, make as much cap space as you can, and get a quarterback, and also work on your defense.
Yeah.
And you can be a Super Bowl contender just like that.
In all honesty, out of the NFC of where he could go, is there. Not saying New Orleans is just the NFC South.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is okay. Like the North, Goff is doing well. Aaron Rodgers probably going to play at least one more year, or he might retire. He contemplated retirement at the end of last year, so who knows? He's not really fully in it yet. I'm waiting for him to hit Rodgers MVP mode again before I say anything on what I think Aaron Rodgers is going to do. And then you have who else? Kirk Cousins is in there. Then you have Justin Fields, though. I mean, it's the Bears. I'm not going to play for the fucking Bears. Sorry, Dalton, with that one, but there's no way in hell you can ever you could pay me $500 million and I'd still contemplate it before signing, and then I'd play for the Bears. But other than that, but then like the East doesn't need it. The East either has Dak or Cooper Rush with Dallas. You have Wentz, who can still play pretty dang good for Washington. You have Hurts isn't going anywhere in Philly anytime soon the way he's fucking playing.
No.
And then you have Daniel Jones is kind of iffy, but they're 3-1 right now, so who knows? And then the West is they got quarterbacks, they're fine.
Yeah, and that's my thing. So much of the league actually has either stable, good quarterbacks or young quarterbacks they're already testing out.
Exactly.
So, if you're the Chargers, you're not giving up Herbert. If you're Kansas City, no. Denver already just paid Russell all that money. I mean, just so many teams. I mean, Cardinals, you have Kyler, who's still young but playing well. I mean, you just don't have a lot of landing spots that have the ability to pay a big quarterback like that. And so I think there's actually not that many teams that would give him a supermax. But
I feel like the Panthers, the Saints, or the Falcons would.
Say if there is, it's in the NFC South, which is
100%. My sports thing is it's just one thing. So everybody out there, I just wanted to apologize for how horrible the Colts game was on Thursday night. That was the worst 3.5 to 4 hours of football I've ever seen in my entire life happen. It was. So I don't get to watch that many Colts games that I don't have to maybe pirate off the internet, right? I only see a couple prime time. I only see like a couple games thrown like actual TV for the Colts. Like there's been 2. There's 3 a year from down here. It's the 2 times we play the Texans and then our 1 primetime game that we get. So when I get a chance to watch it, I watch it like regular. And so like Amy and I sat down. Amy was super excited. I'm kind of getting her. She's getting into football, and then it was the worst NFL game I think I've seen in years. It was horrible, horrible. And then you saw Rick. I hope you saw at the end. Did you see Russell Wilson's press conference at the end? And he was like Broncos country, and then he still said let's try. It's like, bro, people were leaving when y'all hit overtime. There were people walking out of the stadium. The Denver Broncos. You want to hear the Broncos stats? Because I know the Colts are playing bad, but at least we're on the up. The Broncos are on the down still. You want to hear the Broncos red zone stats for the whole year, not just our Thursday night game?
Yeah, let's hear it.
They've had 45 snaps in the red zone. And for everybody listening out there that doesn't really follow football, the red zone is from the 20-yard line to the goal line. That is the NFL red zone. They have taken 45 snaps in the red zone, which for 4 games is not a lot. They have the 3rd lowest scoring offense in the league, ahead of the Colts and the Bears. Go Bears. They've had 3 touchdowns the whole year. And they've also committed the same amount of turnovers in the red zone. They've had 3 touchdowns, 3 turnovers in the red zone in 45 snaps this season. Horrible. Horrible. You paid Russell Wilson upwards of $200-something plus million, and you have the 3rd worst scoring offense in the league. He is going downhill fast. Maybe should have retired.
I don't think the system fits him well, and I don't think he's still playing at his A game.
He's also the cringiest NFL player I've ever seen.
Oh, that's not true.
Dude, some of the stuff he does is cringe. Like, practice, faking running out of the tunnel, high-fiving people. It's like, bro, we get it that that's your mentality, but I feel like some of the stuff he's been doing this season is for the camera, to build his image instead of playing football.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like he moved to a new city after being in one city for his whole career, and he's trying to, introduce himself to a level, right? And I have no hate for Russ as
I
a
love
person.
him, but he's kind of cringe. Little cringy.
I have
I like
no,
Russell Wilson. I really do.
I have no hate for the man as a
Yeah.
person, as an individual.
Broncos
Um,
country, let's ride, baby. Let's ride.
I saw a really fun statistic
Sure.
that was talking about there's obviously a lot of people talking about how the Seahawks went from Russell Wilson to Geno Smith. Geno Smith to me was always the butt of a joke when he was playing. Not that he didn't have good moments on the field, but dude just was ridiculous in the locker room, on the field,
I
all kinds of
love
things.
it.
Uh, so if he threw his next 32 passes right into the dirt, he would still have a higher completion percentage than Russell Wilson this year.
I just want to throw it out there that Geno Smith is now my starting quarterback in fantasy because he's been playing so damn well. Why am I starting Geno Smith? Well, everybody, thank you for asking. It's because I'm 1-3 in this league. In my other league, I'm fine. Actually, no. In that league is the league that I'm starting Geno Smith in. Is the league that I'm in 4th place. Because I have Aaron Rodgers, and he has done nothing except get me like 14 points this year. And Geno Smith's been averaging like 23. And I don't know. I know that the freaking Green Bay plays New York. New York's got a pretty dang good defense. So I don't know. That's the hot take of the week, everybody. Start Geno Smith. If you want to win in fantasy, start Geno Smith. If you want to lose, don't start him. That's all I got to say.
I hope I don't lose, but I'm not starting him.
He plays New Orleans, everyone. New Orleans. 8th worst defense in the league. Start him. Damn it. What else did you bring it to the table?
The only last thing I was going to mention
Sure.
was the Draymond versus Poole incident. The rumble in the jungle.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
The leaked video that's going to get someone fired and or litigation.
I got no problem with it. I don't I don't like Draymond Green. I really don't. I never have. I think he's a great basketball player. He is. He's a good defender. Isn't Draymond Green the guy that we thought played at Michigan State for like 900 years?
He did play at Michigan State.
Yeah, I know he played there, but like, was he the person that we talked about that we felt like stayed at Michigan State forever?
Yes, but we weren't
Yes.
really right. But yeah.
I know we weren't right. I know he stayed there the time that he was allowed to, but it just felt like he was there forever. Look, like we said earlier, they're both trash talkers. Jordan Poole and Draymond Green are, and all this shows to me is that Draymond can talk it, but when somebody gives it to him and it gets under his skin, he doesn't like it as much. So maybe Draymond's not as hard as he thinks he is. But I tell you that punch.
I was about to say, I think
Now, for the second part, I don't ever want to be behind a Draymond Green punch because that shit looked like it hurt. He hit him. He hit him good. It was like a
You talk
Superman
about-
punch too. Like
yes,
he
I
jumped
see.
and
You talk
blocked.
about a flush Superman punch.
It was good.
Look, man.
But kudos to Poole though. Poole was shooting after practice. Same day he got punched.
Well,
So
yeah, I mean, he didn't like hit him with a ladder.
yeah, but I mean he could have broke his nose.
He, like, ladder match. It was a punch. I mean,
Look, I thought it was cool.
I just think that not that it's right. So I saw earlier today that he's actually taking a step away from the team
Yes.
for a little bit of time to let his teammates heal, to get himself right. He apologized and said he apologizes because he's not being the leader he needs to be. Way to own your mistake, first of all, because I'm not saying this wasn't a mistake. But I think myself and some others out there, Draymond always talked the big game. Draymond always, was a smack talker and always, talked about if dudes were serious or not. In the back of my head, I'm sitting there thinking, Draymond's not like this really real dude. Like there's some people in the league that are like Matt Barnes, Boogie, when Ben Wallace played, Shaq to a degree.
Dude, I would even say with the same team as Rasheed or Ben Wallace. Rasheed Wallace was a freaking menace too.
Yeah, Rasheed Wallace. Okay, so now we're talking about dudes that like you didn't mess with because you knew like they won't hold back. Like like if you start something, those are the people that actually will throw down. Because there's the NBA players that are just about puffing up your chest. You have them in every sport. You have the ones that are just about puffing up their chest and posturing, and you have the ones that will actually throw hands.
Yeah.
And in a way, Draymond kind of upped his street cred with me. I'm not saying it was a good action. I'm just saying he at least kind of in a way backed up all the smack talk he's talked for a long time.
Yeah.
And so, in a way, he was about it.
I mean, to think that it happened to his own teammate instead of a person on another team. Yeah, that looks a little bad. But not as bad as like Ron Artest going into the stands and punching fans.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, dude,
street cred, Draymond goes up a little bit. Is Draymond a little bit more sensitive now? Maybe. Maybe it doesn't take as much to get under his skin.
Maybe.
Or does that show that Jordan Poole is a better smack talker and knows how to get under Draymond's skin and nobody else could do it before? There's different ways you can look at it. Depends on if fight number 2 happens during practice is all I'm saying. Does fight number 2 happen? Probably not, because I feel like Draymond's done some shady-ish kind of stuff in his career when it comes to like kind of intentionally fouling people. Some people think he's known for kicking people when he jumps up, stuff like that. He's done some shady. That's what I'm talking about. Shady stuff. Yeah, maybe. But him being the bigger person and stepping away deals a lot of respect for Draymond to say, hey, my bad. I messed up. Shouldn't have happened. I'm gonna step away from basketball for a second, get my mind right, come back with a better attitude to make the team better. Maybe it'll bring the team together, and the Golden State will go back to back when they only have like You see the NBA stat that like put them only at like a 40% chance of winning over like 40 games next year. Dude, after seeing that, they might have the dang best record in the league next year for all we know. Probably not, but maybe.
I mean, it goes both ways because then, like, from a completely different perspective, right? If you were on that team, and let's say you're not the Warriors, but let's say you're your high school team, your rec team, your college team, whatever,
Oh, you
and
choose a
you're
side.
playing, huh?
Good. I was about to say something. Good.
Um, is that how do you feel that one of your you say you're not either one of them?
Mm-hmm.
You're one of the bystanders, and you just see one of your teammates cold cock the other one because they were mouthing off to each other. They get into it, and a dude just, I mean, full force connects
Yeah.
to the face of your
Well,
teammate.
you look at it one of two ways, I think. It's either you choose a side of who you stand behind, of those teammates, or you understand that it was a heat of the moment practice thing and you just move on your thing. I think that's the only two ways you can honestly handle it. You choose a side, either you pick Draymond or Jordan
Mm-hmm.
and stand behind them. If they decide to still hate them, whatever, and he brings the team apart, or they talk it out. They realize it was part of that practice. Practice got a little bit more intense than we thought it should have, and you go along with it. Or, I guess there's a third option since you said high school or college, or they're okay with it and you keep talking like, hey, I can't believe this happened. Secretly team Draymond or whatever, then you pull the team apart. I don't know.
I like the gossip girl side of you got out there.
I mean, yeah. Shout out Gossip
Uh,
Girl. Didn't see one episode of it. You got anything else
but
for us or
no,
no?
that's it for me, buddy.
That is. Everybody, Rick, thank you. It has been a pleasure. I would say a sponsorship right now, but we don't have any. So if you like what you saw, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on Instagram at Slams Fist Fact to see all of our updates. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, questions, or ideas, email us at slamsfistfact@gmail.com. Just remember, the ideas have to be fun and interesting because of our friend Dalton. Thank you, Dalton, for that one. But other than that,